everybody, welcome to Grassroots Vegan. I'm David Kelly. So last week I got my upper body wax, my belly, my chest, and my back hairs removed. And it's been very cold this year for winter. And boy, did I really feel it after I had all my upper hair removed. I mean, you don't realize how that insulates you from the cold. And so, the reason why I've done this now is because in a few days, I'm flying to Costa Rica, going to the Osa Peninsula, and I will be staying in the rainforest. And so I didn't want to have all that upper body hair and sweat and everything I just want to feel clean, right? Clean sweat. And, but what can I say? Ladies, if you're having trouble adjusting to the cold, grow upper body hair. Keeps you warm. It really does. Anyhow, Costa Rica, yippee. It's been about 8 years now that I have been a vegan, and for most of those 8 years, I have been doing high-carb, low-fat vegan, and I've done variations of it. I've done the raw till 4, I've done the starch solution, I've done 100% raw, and now I kind of just I'm not committed to any one particular diet regimen. I'm not following a dogma, but I am eating within the parameters of high carb, low fat vegan. And some days I will eat nothing but fruit. And in fact, when it comes to summer, I'll probably go many days just eating fruit and raw vegetables. But I can do that for so long, and then I feel the need to eat the cooked starches. There's just something in the cooked starches that I just don't get eating 100% raw. And then it's the other way around. If I'm eating, like in the wintertime, there's times when you tend to eat more of the cooked starches, and then you really feel the need for some nice fresh fruit and some, a raw salad or something like that. So again, it's, keeping that balance and really listening to your body and, having a good variety of whole plant-based foods. And that, I think, is really key to doing this successfully. But what's really worked, what I think has been really effective for me in all of this is keeping the fat level down. Consuming, in terms of calories, keeping my fat consumption within a 10 to about 15% range. Now, of course, that can fluctuate. There might be days when I'm only eating maybe 5% fat of my total caloric intake, and then there will be other days when I'm up to 20%, but an average of between mostly 10 and 15%. And I just find, for myself at age 55, this has really worked well. Maybe if I were in my 20s, I could handle more fat in my diet, but not these days. I just don't process it well. It just sits. I mean, if I eat a lot of high fat, I will gain weight. It's really that simple. And so this has really been effective for me to keep that fat level down. And I know if you haven't done high carb, low fat vegan, it's hard to wrap your head around that, just eating only 10% of your calories coming from fat. And you think, well, what about the good fats and all that? It doesn't matter. It's got to be, you got to keep your fat levels down, and you will notice the difference when you do that. And so, this is why you pretty much have to do a plant-based diet in order for this to work, because if you're including the animal products, it's going to be extremely difficult to keep the fat levels down that low. So that has, really that's the biggie about it. And I mean, it's also too, eating quality foods. I try to eat organic as much as I possibly can. There's certain foods that I will only eat organic, like apples and grapes. And have, a nice variety between the fruits, the vegetables, and the starches. Stay away from processed foods as much as possible. I don't completely exclude them from my diet, but try to eat the whole plant-based. That's really what matters here. And if you can do organic, that's even better. Anyhow, So after 8 years, my assessment of doing high carb, low fat vegan, it's fantastic. I love it, and I'm continuing down this path. There's no need to change it. It's just I'm a far more, rather than restricting myself to, let's say, raw to 4, to, let's say, starch solution or 100% raw, I'm completely open. I'm not following any kind of dogma, but except for the dogma of high carb, low fat. And I guess that is a dogma, right? But, within that within those parameters of high carb, low fat vegan, there's a lot of flexibility. And so that's where I'm at now. 8 years in, I feel fantastic, and I'm looking forward to going to Costa Rica, hair-free. Take care. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Leave your comments. I love hearing from you. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel.